think the budget is very grounded and they have taken into account the reality of the ground situation. So it's not high flying, but it's grounded. It has the impetus on the growth by public spending mostly, and also entrepreneurship in the startups and the new businesses. Particularly on corporate tax, I think it is as expected, the phasing out of the exemptions, reducing the rate, and also dispute resolution is a key aspect of this budget. If you see, this is the first time you have now a class of taxpayers who have tax rates of just 25% with no tax incentives. So if you are a new company, you could follow a 25% tax rate. And similarly, you have a possibility to report your unreported past income once for all and have 45% tax payment. And in relation to the pending matters also, he has proposed something like which was earlier Kar Vivad Samadhan, where you can go and settle your disputes either by waiver of the interest or by settling it for a penalty which is much lower. So I think the whole emphasis on the taxes has been, on one hand, making it rationalized. When the dividend tax has been increased on the recipient of dividend more than 10 lakhs, he has made it actually progressive. Otherwise, the dividend was suffering 20% tax irrespective of the income slab that the person had. So I think it's on an overall basis a rational budget, not creating too much of burden on the smaller taxpayers. Yes, of course, increasing a bit of burden on the larger taxpayers, which also is manifested by increase in surcharge, but a good budget. I would think the growth orientation of the budget is not necessarily coming from the tax aspect, but it is coming from the allocations that have been made in budget, and also the fact that the 7th Pay Commission is set to be examined and rolled out, and OROP being done. So a lot of money being allocated, which would go to the people at large and therefore would create the demand. The tax also, if you look at the aspect of the housing sector in particular, there have been incentives, both the individual taxpayers and the realty companies, for affordable housing, and housing sector is one that prompts the growth both in the basic infrastructure and in service sector. So that's the bit of the growth which comes from the tax part of it, but else it looks like that growth is mainly coming from the public spend.